do so, because that is gonna be, like you said, the Jungle Atlas. I've never seen this pro before in my history of casting Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
This is why I love my job. And right now you can see for the side of Philippines, they are trying to go a little bit aggressive, and it is confirmed that it's also going to be a Popol and Koopa in the roam position. Gonzalez has to use his flicker earlier on, where Zorn and Momo is over here bullying in the gold lane.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie, Phil. I am at loss of words, but
I love my job.
I know I love my job. All right. Okay, yo, that looked like a pretty nice hook. Unfortunately, the Purify from Villa Luna gets used up. But take a look at this as well. They've got triple Purifies from Team Philippines just to deal with the hook coming from Zorn. This is how annoying it gets. And it's okay.
You know what? I feel like
All right.
I feel like if this is going to be the trend, every other nation has to look at Malaysia and be like, you know what, we cannot let the Franco go, because in the early stages of the game, he already forced out a Purify as well as a Flicker, and he delayed Philippines from getting their purple buff. So from the side of Malaysia, again, we have to remember, early stages of the game, in the previous series, in the previous match, they did very well, but in the later stages of the game, they still lost. So even with a good setup, we're over here, they managed to get Gonzalez first blood, again going to Malaysia.
Okay, this is something I did not expect. Immediately level 4 Chiku goes in for the Fatal Links. This is something that I don't think Gonzalez can escape at all. So this is a very interesting take of how they approach. But here comes the hook coming from Zorn. Did not miss yet, and Imam in a little bit of trouble. That is going to be Team Malaysia getting a kill. However, he is going to be paid with his life, with Rosario capitalizing with the Hurricane Dance.
Over here, we can see that both these teams are being very aggressive, and Team Malaysia, they managed to get the kill. Villa Luna is low, and the kill is going over to Moon. And for the side of Malaysia, 3 kills over to 1. Right now, Philippines and Malaysia, they're not shying away from fights, but Malaysia, again, having a very good start in the second match.
Yo, Lafel, I know you love your job. I've never seen something like this before, and I don't know how they're just getting away with this, because logically this should not be working, and Team Malaysia, they're scaling pretty well. However, we've seen this very happen in game number 1. Team Malaysia, they win the early stage of the game, but it all comes down to patience. It all comes down to trigger discipline. I feel like Team Philippines is got it in their back, and as long as Gonzalez doesn't die a little bit too much, he's gonna be fine. However, middle side, Moon is going to be caught out by himself as he gets completely shut down from side of Philippines.
Yeah, that was a positional mistake where he was alone and he went straight into the bush. So that was a mistake coming in from Malaysia. And right now, Philippines, as we talked about, whoever makes a mistake, they're going to capitalize on it. And right now, Philippines and Malaysia, they both share something that is similar, which is they have a jungler. They have a tank jungler. We just have to see how they really push things out, because Malaysia, they have been engaging a little bit more, and Philippines, it looks like because they have the late game skilling heroes, they're just going to wait it out. They're just going to make sure that we have the items that we need, and then we're going to force something.
Agreed. Zorn now going to be the meat shield for the team. Gonzalez missing the snipe, but Team Malaysia, they're still looking for one wrong move, and this is something that Team Philippines is like sticking as 5, and knowing Team Malaysia, they have the tendency to go in for the capitalization as well. Fatal Link comes in, Villa Luna is going to get pulled back, but immediately the Purify comes in. Chico completely getting chain CC'd with the Sanguine Claw, and there's nothing he could have done to survive that.
Yeah, I can definitely see what Chico was trying to do. He was trying to bait out the Purify, but Villa Luna is like, yes, I'm a very patient person. You cannot force this out of me. The moment he released, that's when he uses the Purify. So Malaysia, they have to learn that Philippine athletes, they're very confident. Gonzalez almost managing to take out Momo.
Yeah, the 2 shots on the shotty right there coming from Team Philippines is going to put them in economy as well. And I agree, the trigger discipline coming from Villa Luna is just unheard of. And as of yet, Team Malaysia, they're going to be forcing a fight as well. Chiku does not have the Fatal Links, but he is going to try and poke his way against Soto. Unfortunately, this is a Jungle Atlas with absolutely no damage.
Well, absolutely no damage that we know so far. I mean,
well, he's got a cursed helmet now.
He has a curse. Okay, so, you know, like, it's one of those things where we have to wait for the game to finish, and then we have to see the damage that has been dealt with every single member of the game, because, in my opinion, logic is overrated. But speaking of that, we can see how Philippines, they have engaged onto Zorn. There's nothing that Chiku could have done. Very good cash coming in from Del Rosario.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, I'm completely blown out by minds as of yet, but I can see that Team Malaysia, they have to scale to the leadership game. It all comes down to Momo going for the fight itself, right? Now, he's got a Demon Hunter sword. It's going to be a mirror matchup, but at the same time, Momo is going to be focusing to kill on the tanks rather than the marksman. However, it's going to be on the bottom side as well, where you can see Team Philippines is going to be looking to go in for the punish. Meanwhile, on the top side, for Maze, looking for a 1v1 fight, goes in for the Wisdom Strike, doesn't get Soto.
And looking at the bottom lane, we can see Zorn. His HP is very, very low, but he manages to suppress the Rosario inside, and that's going to be his first death shutdown given over to Moon. Villa Luna as well as Gonzalez, very, very low. Moon managing to get that lockdown, but still, Villa Luna able to survive with a slither of health left.
Yep, big chain CCs as well coming from Zorn as well as Moon to actually set that out. That was a kill, very, very necessary kill from Team Malaysia to punish Team Philippines. This is the first time I've seen Team Philippines overextend and get punished heavily because of that play.
Yeah, we can definitely see that Del Rio, that was his first death of the game. Right now, with a 4-1-1 KDA, is still looking very, very impressive. As Chiku 1-1-0, we have to see for both the sides who has the advantage going over to this turtle fight, because both of the junglers, I feel like they do want to play a little bit patiently because they have game-changing ultimates. But right now, we can see Del Rio is there, and he manages to secure the turtle for Team Philippines.
Oh, nicely done coming with Team Philippines as well, holding down the mark, knowing that Moon does have a tendency to go for the dawning light. Patience, he waits for it and then takes it. So nicely coming from Team Philippines means that they are looking to go in for the snowball, as you can see on the bottom side as well. I don't think Formate is going to be able to do too much about the situation, as the turret is going to fall, as the rest of Team Malaysia looking to pick a fight down middle. But however, Chiku absolutely not being able to do so.
Unfortunately for the side of Malaysia, we do see that they really, really show what their win condition is, and that is the team fight, because they have quite a number of crowd controls as well as AoE damage. For the side of Philippines, slightly more, I would say, flexible in how they manage their win condition, because no matter what, they're gonna scale good in the late game, just because Imam is there with the Sicilian and Gonzalez is there with the Beatrice having the MVP plays in the first match of the day. So I feel like for the side of Philippines, they can wait, just like game one, they can wait as long as they want. At the moment Malaysia makes a mistake, then that's going to happen. And Malaysia can make a mistake just because the way that they play, they have to catch someone out. And Chiku is having difficulty with all these purifies coming in from Philippines.
Agreed, they're just getting card counter all the way through. Villa Luna being very aggressive display, but for Maze, forced to use the flicker to get out of the Sanguine Claw combo, means that Team Philippines has managed to get an upper hand in terms of the flicker fight. But seems like Chiku is going to be focused on as well as Zorn, looking to make a run for it as well as Villa Luna, looking for the chain CC. Sanguine Claw not going to be able to chain his way through, but no, he catches until looking to go in for the slap. Zorn down towards the last health, but he will eventually get slapped to death as Imam pulls him out.
Right now, Philippines, they are really controlling the map. Malaysia, they cannot go in front at all. With all of these engagement heroes, they still cannot do anything. With 3 purifies going in for the side of Philippines, someone has to trigger the purifies first, and then Chiku has to go in. But it's going to be a very, very difficult spot to really set Chiku up, because again, 1-1-0, he has not done a lot for his team in this match.
Agreed. Meanwhile, you can see the struggles are coming in. Villa Luna with the trap, just zoning him on very, very nicely. Chain CC just across the map, and Team Malaysia, they've got to figure a way out, because as of yet, you can see Team Philippines because we're starting the work on towards a lot, with Malaysia needing to make a move very, very soon, but unable to do so just because of the economy lead and their map across the lanes.
And right now, Malaysia, the only thing that they can do is actually put into a position where, for the side of Philippines, they do not expect it. They have to have a very, very good flank strategy where they really will not see it coming. And then with the surprise element, being able to win out the game, because late game damage, they do have it, but yet carry does a lot of damage late game, but Imam with that is going to deal more damage. Zorn managing to catch one member of Del Luna is going to get picked off, but is that enough? Looking at the damage coming in from Sicilian, it does too much from the side of Malaysia. It's going to be a big problem if Sicilian is there, if Sicilian is kept alive. I can't see how Malaysia can win the team fight.
Yeah, this is very difficult as well. It's a good kill coming from Team Malaysia, but is it going to be enough? Because the question remains, because as of yet, the Lord is going to be knocking down, and they can't seem to find the kills. Moon needs to sidestep his way through, however, gets chipped away with the bad impact coming in from the Cecilio. And that is a big boy damage coming from Team Philippines. And just like that, they're looking to get an inhibitor as they sync up with the lanes. As you can see, based on the quick items before we head into the fight.
Yeah, looking at the Sicilian, he already has the Clock of Destiny, Lightning Trench Run, as well as the Ice Queen Wand. This is a range game, and Philippines is winning. Right now, Malaysia, they're in their own base. There's not much that they can do.
Oh,
the hook managing to get onto Gonzalez. That is the first kill in this team fight. But again, Imam is just kiting, and he still survived. He managed to get out a lot of damage, but still a very good pickoff for the side of Malaysia.
Ooh, it's not over yet for Team Malaysia, but as of yet, Team Philippines is looking to close out the game. This is going to be our, first time seeing them this so oppressive. And as you can see, Team Chiku is looking for the fight as well from behind. Immediately gets chain, CC, and trap, and there's absolutely nothing Chiku could have done in that situation. However, Formes has something to say as he tries to go for the refrag, and he gets Soto alongside with Villa Luna as they want to go for a little bit more in this situation. Zorn is going to be there, and a big Dawning Light allows the Momo to get the clean kill. And here comes the hook, and Del Rosario gonna be the next to fall, just like that. They find the punishment, they find the mistakes, and they capitalize it.
Looks like Malaysia, even they can catch mistakes coming in from the side of Philippines. That was very impressive. I really did not thought that Formes with the Diref can really do that much. I was very confident that he can do the damage. I wasn't confident he was able to sustain, and he sustained for a very long time. He still has not died in this game. And Moon with that Dawning Light, like, Malaysia is showing life in this game, and Zori managing to get Villa Luna. Is that going to be enough? Will they be able to get this kill over here? And yes, they're able to get it, but Moon has to recall back to the base.
Agreed. Nicely done for Team Malaysia, because they finally got their economy like spike to actually come back online. And it all comes down to that one hook, that one big fatal link to actually cost them the fight. However, we've seen this happen before. Team Malaysia, they're going to be starting the Lord, and you can see Philippines is waiting to capitalize on the situation. But the hook doesn't seem to connect for Team Malaysia, but the Dawning Light does, but it's not enough damage as of yet.
Right now, Malaysia, they have to be patient. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a fairly foreign concept for them, but they do have to be patient. Wait for Zorn to catch anyone. If he manages to get Gonzalez that does not have a Purify, that will be great. Villa Luna right now, his Purify is on cooldown as well. For the side of Philippines as well as Malaysia, they're playing, they're dancing around. They're playing between the mid lane control as well as the Lord control. So they're really looking each other in the eyes and say who's gonna go first. And Soto has just went in first.
Moon is gonna be the pointer. He's just coming from Team Philippines. He just got his Divine Glaive. He needs to land the big W, but here it comes. It doesn't seem to connect a lot, and Chiku is gonna get caught off, and Team Philippines will lose both the tanks from the junglers, but it's not over yet. As you can see, Formes trying his best to do as much damage today. Cheats Villa Luna, but it's not going to be enough, because eventually Gonzalez is going to be the one to completely obliterate them all. Momo, however, is going to be looking to pick a fight with the tanks. He's got the damage, but Moon trying to go in for the setup, but Gonzalez is going to trade his life with Momo. Moon is last man standing, and he's still got the damage, but Team Philippines has something to say. It's 2v1. They want to do something about this, but Moon gets the third Dawning Light. It says it's not over yet for Team Malaysia. It's not over yet. Not that easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 31st SEA Games Mobile Legends team event. Looking at both of this national grades coming in from Malaysia as well as Philippines. Every single athlete is showing their stuff, because Moon, even though in the back line, he makes sure that he can secure those kills. Zorn, like, right now, it's individuality. Every single player has to carry their own weight. As of right now, everyone is doing amazing. Right now, it's anyone's game. Philippines can win this. Malaysia showing strength that they still want to win with 1-1 score.
Yeah, that's the power of the Xavier itself. Like, once you reach into this later stage game, if you allow Moon to get super crazy, he's going to be able to dish out damage. You can see that Philippines immediately shifted the focus as soon as Moon purchased his Divine Glaive. Everyone was trying to kill Moon, and as soon as Moon survives, things get a little bit tough. However, Soto has something to say, because he's going to get picked off with that play. However, the rest of Team Philippines, they are looking to salvage the situation. by trading off with the Lord. Can they get in time? But seems like Team Malaysia, they are gonna get the skill with Chiku going in head strong and taking the retribution. And now they're gonna be forcing a fight, but Chiku will gladly sell his soul to the devil as he takes his life for a Lord.
Perfect match into the Lord Pit, managing to win out that retribution fight right now. Philippines as well as Malaysia, they're forced out. Purify coming in from the side of Ima right now. Philippines, they're really trying to make sure that the mid lane turret is not touched. The Lord is there. This is going to be a Luminous Lord. He will charge in to the turret. So right now, Philippines, they still have Imam. As long as Imam is there, as long as he can zone everyone out, and Soto coming in from behind, focusing on Moon. Moon right now has very low HP. Moon is gonna go down. Del Rosario managing to actually catch Momo, but Zorn with a counter engage, giving the kill over to Momo, flicker to the front, and right now Villaluna is gonna go away. And Philippines, even though they have sacrificed a few of their members, they still managed to make sure that their turret, oh, never mind. The turret still managed to be fallen.
Oh, guess what? Team Malaysia, they're not over yet. They managed to get another pickup. This is the Team Malaysia we're talking about as well. The layers of punches they are going to be dishing on the table. And you can see the amount of fight that is happening as well now. Zorn looking for the hooks, and they can't exactly do too much for Maze. Looking for the backline to bully out Gonzalez. However, it's going to get slowly chipped away, whereas the rest of Team Malaysia is going to be focusing on the middle inhibitor. Unfortunately, this is going to be the comeback that Malaysia has been eyeing for throughout the entirety of game number 2.
Right now, we can make a case for any of these teams because Philippines, again, Malaysia, they only have to get caught by a Sanguine Claw. Maybe 2 or 3 people get caught in a Sanguine Claw, and it's going to be over. Looking at the itemization over here, where Carry focusing on 3 damage items right now, looking at Philippines, they want to engage on the team fight. Okay, I perfectly agree that this is happening as well, but as of yet, Team Philippines, they're deciding whether or not they want to overcommit, because when they go to the choke spawn, Moon is going to completely obliterate them. Chico forces the failing post 1, but looks like they are going to extend it with the hook with Zorn. Unfortunately, the Zorn is like completely airballing, means that they need to reconsider their fight, because as of yet, Team Malaysia, Momo, a little bit too low to actually contest this, and looks like that is going to be the disengage coming from Team Malaysia. Yeah, looking at the damage coming in from the side of Gonzalez as well as Imam, it's going to be a very stressful situation for Momo, because 1 hit and half of his HP is gone. Looking at his items, he only has a Athena shield to make sure that he can survive against the Sicilian, but again, the Sicilian will shed through that, just because we can see that he already has a Divine Glaive, which has a pretty high penetration rate against an Athena shield. But right now, Momo understands that it's mostly about dealing enough damage, because Malaysia, the main damage dealers are Moon, Formis, and Momo, and he has to make sure that he does as much damage as he can. Agreed. This is quite worrisome from Team Philippines, just because if you pay attention to all the defensive items, none of them have Radiant Armor to actually counter the damage output coming from Moon. And now with Moon, his global presence is available. He's forced to recall back into his base, but the Lord is going to be up for jeopardy. Team Malaysia now waiting for the response for Team Philippines, as 4 Maze is going to back off as they focus on a target, because they managed to find out Soto, and here comes the pickup. Momo is going to look for the finish, and wow, Soto is going to sacrifice his immortality, and he manages to escape the grasp of Momo and also securing the Lord for Team Philippines. That is not what I was expecting. Amazing plays coming in from the side of Philippines. Soto understand that he has to sacrifice something in order for his team to get something. So he showed his face, and then he gave an option for Malaysia. It's like, do you want to go for the Lord, or do you want me? I'm a lonely person over here. He survived. Yes, immortality was down, but overall, he still survived. And right now, Philippines, this potentially could be their final push to get a 2-0 on the first series of the game. Exactly. The Lord is going to be coming in as well. They still have immortalities. However, Team Malaysia, they have to be a little bit careful. Moon popping the Dawning Light. He does have the Transcendent form, but as soon as he pops the Philippines, they completely ignore it. However, Zorn has something to say about it. Here comes the hole. Soto gets pulled back with the Winter Target. They're going to completely obliterate them, but Moon with the big 3-man Dawning Light and the Suns allows 4 Maze to completely bully Philippines out of the fight. What was that chain reaction as Team Malaysia completely wipes the floor in that fight? And just like that, it's only Del Rosario to defend against this, but
like I said, it's not over yet. The minions are pushed on towards Team Malaysia, and as you can see, they've got about 28 seconds to force the lanes of the Team Philippines, but at the same time, they have the Hurricane Dance with Del Rosario to actually buy the time for the respawn.
This is almost the same as what happened in the first game of the day, where Philippines, they won in the 20-minute mark after getting almost a wipeout. And right now, it's the same situation. And right now, Del Rosario, he had to use it. Chiku canceled it out. So he's going to die out first. Soto is there. Soto is going to try. But right now, Team Philippines, the rest are survived. They came here. Team Malaysia, they're trying to force it out. But looks like they are going to go back. They have to take what they can get. It was so close, but Malaysia, they have to retreat.
Oh, they needed Momo in that situation. They needed some sort of physical damage. They tried their best, but unfortunately, it's just not enough. And that's how annoying the Hurricane Dance coming from Del Rosario. And oh, you hate to see it, especially when you're a Malaysian fan as of yet. However, the Philippines fans, they gotta be very happy because this match is as close as it gets. You can see almost every tower is out of the equation, and Team Philippines, they are looking to bite back. Chiku, 20 seconds on the sidelines, 18 seconds for 4 Mays, and Team Malaysia, I'm not exactly sure how they're going to defend this.
You know what? This is a good time to be a Mobile Legends fan, because no matter who you're rooting for, this is an amazing game. 24 kills over to 17 kills. But right now with 21 minutes in the game, kills doesn't matter anymore, because anyone who makes a mistake is gonna cost you. Because the longer the game goes, the longer it is for you to respawn after your death. So right now, the Lord is there. 21-minute Lord is gonna be very, very strong. So whoever is overextending, they are most probably going to lose the game. So from the side of Malaysia, I feel there's pressure on Chiku as well as Zorn. And from the side of Philippines, I can feel pressure coming in from Del Rosario as well as Imam.
I like the discipline plays coming from Team Philippines as well. Play this safe. Team Malaysia, they still have what it takes. They have the damage. But the contrast right now is that they do not have their immortalities on cooldown yet. Some of them have it, some of them don't. And they cannot afford to lose this fight. But as of yet, looks like Team Philippines, they are going to force the issue, considering that Team Malaysia have to keep their lanes in check. They are sending 4 mains up top, but Team Philippines, they're still hesitatingly waiting for right opportunity. They're banging on potentially Moon with the Dawning Light to snipe the Lord, but it's all about the waiting game as of yet. Team Philippines still waiting, but their HP, here he goes.
Yeah, right now Chiku going to the front. We can see Del Rosario trying to avoid that fight, looking at Formies. What is he going to do? He's trying to flank, but looks like Villaluna saw that one coming. Philippines right now, their minions are pushing towards the base of Malaysia. There's not much that they can do. They can stay around, but it's gonna be very, very risky for them. Chiku, it's good thing he didn't get caught, but Malaysia, Philippines, this is a very intense situation. Soto to the side, Soto going back to the Lord, and right now the Lord was not able to be stolen for Malaysia. Chiku managing to get away. Philippines again securing the Lord to end the game. Malaysia, this is going to be a very, very difficult defend that they have to do against Philippines. But if they did what they did before, there's still chance for Malaysia to win this match.
Exactly half a second too early coming from Moon. They're banging on that big Dawning Light. However, Team Philippines now in prime position to do so. They've got economy, but here it goes. The Dawning Light comes in, steals the minion. Not exactly the best reward as of yet, but with the Lord knocking in, here comes the Hurricane Dance, preemptively used for Del Rosario defensively. That is huge for Malaysia, but they have immortalities. They've got bodies. They can focus on the crystal. Do they want to fight or do they want to ignore? Team Malaysia, they're trying to go for the fight. Philippines slowly picking away, but the damage coming in is a little bit too much. Oh my goodness, the Dawning Light comes in. Gonzalez needs to make a run for their lives. The Team Philippines, they will have to disengage, and the amount of damage was unreal coming from Moon.
This is a very uncomfortable situation for both gold laners, for both marksmen, because they feel like, I have the longest range, man. What can you do to me? And for side of Philippines, Gonzalez just looking at the Dawning Light is like, that's a lot of damage. And Malaysia, where Momo is trying to dish out damage, and then suddenly Imam just hits him with the back impact, and then he's like, that's a lot of damage.
Yep.
And this is why the late game is so scary, because you can't overestimate your own HP pool. It's not as big as you think.
Yep, it seems like another Dawning Light to preemptively scout the vicinity. You can see all the players are starting to sell off their shoes to go for a little bit more damage. Likewise coming from Moon, but looks like here comes the concealed play from Philippines. They want to go in for the punish on Chico. Unfortunately, not going to be able to do so because this Atlas is just so difficult to fight here. One wrong move is all it takes. Moon, however, doesn't have mobility. This is a big catch. They have to go in for the fight. Pops the Dawning Light, does have the immortality, but the rest of Team Malaysia, they need to save his life, but they cannot do anything. However, here comes the Fatal Link as well. He's slowly chunking his way through. Looks like they are going to go in for the brute force. Four mates go from behind, tries to isolate the fight. Meanwhile, Momo is slowly making work onto what the rest of the members coming from Team Philippines. Four mates, however, loses his life, eventually getting a couple of kills, but Team Malaysia, they still hang on. Momo, down towards the immortality, has to make a run for it. Soto going for the finish. Momo needs to want the last health, needs one more auto attack, but will lose the trade against Soto, and Team Philippines comes up on top, and it's not over yet. Four mates, all by himself. This is over for Team Malaysia as Team Philippines completely bleeds all out of all their utilities.
Good game, well played for both countries, Malaysia as well as Philippines. Philippines managing to get on top with a 2-0 game, but we do have to agree that both nations played so well, and Malaysia in that final fight, for both sides of the teams, they have very, very low HP. Everyone was playing at the edge of